Dance, Scratch a Dance, annual dinner of the Greater Pittsburgh Board of Realtors. I'm Dennis McClellan, your Executive Vice President. I'd like to introduce to you the Secretary of the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors and the past President of the Greater Pittsburgh Board, Richard Snapfarm.
Thank you, Dennis. Fellow Realtor special guest, it's my distinct pleasure today to have the President of the State Association here in Pittsburgh from Erie, Pennsylvania, the Snow Belt capital of the nation. Quite frankly, the Realtors now represent about 29,000 in the state, and we have both he and his wife here today, but we'll have Richard Manning conducting the installation ceremonies for the Greater Pittsburgh Board of Realtors. And with great pleasure, I'd like to introduce Richard Manning.
Thank you very much. This evening I get the honor to install your new president. And at this time, I would like to call the officers to be installed forward. And I'd like to call your new president, Mike Suley, come forward. And if I may, and I hope no one minds, I'd like to ask Mary Suley to stand alongside you. For President-elect, you have chosen Jerry Spear. And last but not least, every board needs a good record keeper and someone to watch the funds. We have Laurel McAdam as Secretary-Treasurer. I've known these folks for quite some time, and I think you've made some excellent choices. You are about to assume a role that will no longer classify you as private citizens, but public servants. You are now identified as officers of your board, committed to the best interest of the public and the welfare of your members. As new officers, you are entering a new adventure in camaraderie, friendship that comes only through service, cooperation, and sharing with each other. The secret of living is the art of giving, and so to you this year comes the privilege of giving and learning that lasting happiness comes through the investment of your time and your unselfish interest in the lives of others. Will you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the Constitution and bylaws of your board, our state and national associations. That you will adhere to and enforce the code of ethics of the Realtor. That you will uphold and enforce the provisions of the Pennsylvania licensing law and the rules and regulations of the State Real Estate Commission. That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of the citizens of our Commonwealth, the high purposes of your board, and the welfare of its membership. Do you so subscribe?
Do.
And lower your hand. By the virtue of the authority conferred upon me by the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors, I do hereby proclaim each of you as duly elected, officially installed into the office to which you have been elected in the Greater Pittsburgh Board of Realtors. Congratulations.
You don't want to hear a long speech, right? I've been waiting for years to become president of the Pittsburgh Board. I'm going to do a good job for you, I promise. Real quick, you're probably wondering what this pin is. Tonight we're going to have some people going through the hall. It's completely voluntary on your part, but we're asking for a $10 donation for a home shelter that I visited in downtown Pittsburgh last year. Real quick, and then I'm not going to talk about the homeless anymore tonight, but when you think of the homeless, a lot of you may think of the older man down by the riverside. But this specific shelter that I visited, I was touched. It was for single women, battered women, where their husbands beat them up, and they have no other place to go. They have no family here in Pittsburgh. So if you could just make a $10 donation, I'd appreciate it. That's my plea. Thank you. Enjoy.
Star. We're behind the scenes. We're behind the scenes. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, how are you, Smith? Hi, Mike. Hi, Mary.
Well, you all right? Let me get you on TV.
All right.
Want to say a few words?
Television. Yeah, we're going on television.
We're on television.
Shirley, my wife and I. I love it.
I mentioned earlier about the pins, little home pins. There's some guys and gals over here, the lights on them. You see them in the sweatshirts? That's them. Go for it.